come on inside. Welcome to the Stephenson house. Start in the back room. That kind of takes us chronologically through the house. And we can kind of ascertain where the Stephenson family started, who they were, and then what their lives looked like as their house and their wealth expanded, eh? So we'll start back here. Do be mindful of your head. Door frames get pretty short. So the idea behind the Stephenson family is that they were Icelandic in origin. So they started, actually they were living in Iceland in 1873. Right? And then due to some ecological issues, a whole host of issues, they ended up fleeing Iceland, came down to the New World, that's North America, and then they would land in Quebec. They would live in the United States for a little while, and Stephan G. Stephenson by this point would be married, he'd have kids, and he and his family would make the collective decision to come up to Alberta from North Dakota, where they were living at the time. So it was Stephan, you have a picture of him right there. There's Stephan G. Stephenson, this is him at 19. So this is prior to immigration from Iceland. So he would have been 19 in 1873. The woman Helga would eventually become his wife. This is a picture of her when she was really young too. She would have been about 14 here. And so it would have been Stephan, Helga, and Stephan's mother Gutbjorg. Gutbjorg, right? So these three, plus the 5 kids that Stephan and Helga had at this time, would come up to Alberta from North Dakota. So they'd take a train from North Dakota up to Winnipeg. And then they took a train from Winnipeg down to Calgary. And then from Calgary, since there was no train line running north at the time, they would have taken a horse and buggy from Calgary up here to the Markerville area. And it was here in this room right here that they'd actually start their life. Because the idea behind Pioneer Life is that you're not just building this big, beautiful house right off the get-go, right? You want to start small. Winter's coming really fast. You got to start small and you got to start basic, and then you can expand from there. So the idea is that they built this room that we're in right now. They called it the log cabin, right? So there would have been no dividing wall. There would have been no chimney, there would have been no furnace, nothing like that. It would have just been from that wall to that wall with the roof a little bit lower in order to conserve on heat. That was the idea. And all 8 of these people, 5 kids, 3 adults, would have lived in this room.